you guys, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I'm gonna try and keep this one super, super short. But I just wanted to talk about this ongoing beef between transgender women and biological women. Now, disclaimer, for the purpose of this video, I am going to be differentiating between the two groups. Yes, I see transgender women as women. I mean, transgender women are women. However, there is one fundamental difference in that I, as a trans woman, was anatomically born male, and a genetic woman was anatomically born female, meaning there are certain things that her body may be able to do that my body cannot. Now, this was a struggle for me because when I say I wanted nothing to do with my old self, I didn't want to be associated with my old self, being reminded that I was trans, it was kind of like a dagger to the heart that was twisted several times and then jabbed into my neck. It hurt. It really hurt. And I had to work on myself to understand, why did transphobia or transphobic words hurt so much? And if I had to be honest, just with me personally, I believed what the naysayers were saying. Secretly, I believed some of the things that the transphobes were saying. And when I would look in the mirror, I could almost hear their words being said back to me. Now, the interesting thing is, so I transitioned about 10 years ago. And I've obviously done a lot of work on myself. I've been through a lot of therapy. And I've come to a point where I really celebrate the fact that I'm a transgender woman. I celebrate the fact that, I have a penis down there. I have Penelope down there. I celebrate the fact that my body looks different and is different from a genetic woman. But at the same time, if I had to be 100% honest, I have nothing but, I have a soft spot, especially for Black women. I have a soft spot for all women because I know that essentially we all came through a woman. We were ushered into the world through water. The womb is the gateway in which humans enter, in which souls enter this planet. And as angry as we can get at biological women, that anger doesn't serve us. It doesn't help us with our surgeries. It doesn't help us with our mental health. It doesn't help us find a man, and it doesn't help us move forward. Instead, the anger that we sometimes have towards transphobic women keeps us in a place of misery. It keeps us in a place of self-doubt. And it keeps us in a prison almost. In a prison where you feel like everyone is up against you. I'm going to be honest, I think a lot of people, if you had to meet a person off the street, most of us live by the social contract in that when you're out and about in public, people generally try not to engage with people that they don't know. It's only online that you get these trolls. It's only online that you get people being extremely vicious. Yes, I do acknowledge in some parts of the world, transphobia is more in your face and is more hostile. Also, depending on where you are in transition. But I've come to a place where I have a lot of empathy for biological women because I understand how misogyny, I understand how the patriarchy has hurt all women. Trans women, biological women, intersex women, all women have been hurt by misogyny because you are taught from the time that you're a little girl that you need to be the prettiest. You are taught from the time that you're a little girl that if you deviate even a little bit from the ideal female standard, there's something wrong with you. It's kind of like the Meg Griffith effect in Family Guy. If you've ever watched Family Guy, there's a character called Meg. Now, Meg is often the butt of the jokes. And the reason she's the butt of the jokes is because she deviates from what some people call beautiful. And because of that, she's a character that has a lot of like sadness and cringiness and awkwardness and unhappiness. And society is not kind to her. Now, the thing is, there are a lot of women who biologically were born women who don't necessarily fit the mold of what society says they should be. Some women are a little fatter. Some women are shorter. Some women, in terms of what a lot of other people think, are not considered beautiful. And that's sad because I think beauty is something innate. It's something that is within your soul. And it's not for the rest of the world to tell you whether or not you're beautiful. You are the one that knows that you're beautiful. You are the one that should be telling yourself that you were worthwhile. Now, I find with the women that tend to deviate more from the female ideal or what is considered beautiful, there is this hostility that they can sometimes have, especially towards trans women. Granted, there's some pretty ass girls that hate transgenders, but you know where that hatred comes from? It comes from the fact that women are pitted against each other. You think of competitions like Miss World or Miss Universe or Miss America, where all of these women are just standing lined up against each other, and there's a group of people deciding who is the prettiest and who is the best. There's no way that you're going to not have some type of contempt or anger or even jealousy towards another girl. Now, once we start talking about transgenders, now you're throwing a spanner in the works, and you are introducing a new demographic of women, trans women, into an already, can I call it competitive? Yeah, the world of women is very competitive. Once you throw trans women into that mix, it does kind of make sense to some degree that a woman who feels inadequate or insecure in some way is going to be very, very quick to see the fault in you. Because the thing is, if you're someone who's very critical of yourself, it's easy for you to be critical of other people. If it's easy for you to talk crazy to other people, what is your own internal dialogue? I've learned that over time, the kind of slurs that people use when they want to make trans women angry is, number one, they say that we're not real women. Now, but what they mean by that is that we're not anatomically born women, which, duh, we're trans. We're not biological women, obviously. Number two, they'll talk about, maybe your voice, your hands, your forehead. They'll find things, anything that they can find to somehow discredit you as a person. And the funny thing is, it's when you start believing, it's when you start co-signing that it'll actually work. It is how you interpret their words. Your interpretation of their words really will affect, it is what affects you at the end of the day. I just got to a point in my life where I have so much love and admiration for biological women. I have so much love and admiration for, just for naturally born women. We all came from women. We were ushered into the world through water, and we all came from a woman. We all came from a womb. So the women, the biological women that can give birth, that do give birth, that choose to give birth, they're a gateway in which souls enter this world. And that is something beautiful. But in no way does that make me, as a trans person, less than. It simply means that my journey is different. It simply means that my womanhood is different. And it simply means that it's okay that I'm different. It's okay that I'm a little bit taller. It's okay that my voice broke when I was 13. It's okay that my hands look a little bit bigger or not or whatever. It's okay. In fact, it's great that I have a penis. It's a miracle and it is a blessing that I get to be a trans woman and live in a space where I am fully accepted. Not only by society, but fully accepted by myself. My advice for some of you young trans girls, just starting off with your transition and dealing with a lot of transphobia from girls, from biological women, is, in the famous words of, I think her name is Prika, she has a song called Protection. Sweetheart, these transphobes, especially transphobic women, you might want to call them friends, but the reality is they're landmines. They were always going to make you the bad person. They were always going to try and find something about you that they do not like. So you should never base your opinion of yourself on the opinion of someone that doesn't think very much of themselves. I would love to see a world where trans women and biological women are more unified, and we don't determine our self-worth on whether or not a man wants us. We don't determine our self-worth based on whether or not we look like a model. That's all nonsense. We are all worthy simply because we exist. And as a trans woman, I'd actually say keeping company with women that are jealous of you is going to get you hurt. Engaging in conversations with women that want to tear you down is only going to make you feel bad about yourself. Inasmuch as we need to avoid the down low men and the transphobic men, girl, sometimes we need to walk away from some of these girls, some of these biological women. My thing in life is, I'm cool with people that are cool with me. If you're riding with me, then you're riding with me. If you accept me, I accept you. but I understand and I'm okay with the fact that not everybody is going to understand and accept me. And it's funny, I've always thought when I would get transphobia from girls that, babe, don't be mad at me. Be mad at the men that want to be with me. Be mad at the politicians who have made it so that transgender people can live in society. Be mad at liberal ideology. Be mad at how the world is progressing. Stay mad. But as for me, I continue on my path of self-healing. I continue on my path of finding other trans women and helping all of us pull each other up. Because, girl, it's tough out here in these streets, especially on these internet streets. So you need to realize that, when women are transphobic, when feminists hate you, when biological women want to fight you, it's really because there's a war raging inside of them. And they are drawn to you because they feel that they have the permission to mistreat you. One thing I do is I don't let their insults get to me anymore. Girl, I laugh even harder. Like, if somebody wants to talk about me being all types of man, this, that, and the other, like, I'm just like, okay, yeah, I was born male. And what? Like, what is your point? I'm fully aware of this. I know that I have a penis. When I wake up in the morning, I'm well aware of the fact that it's down there. And not only am I well aware of the fact that it's down there, I celebrate the fact that it's down there. And I celebrate my version of womanhood. It may not be the version of womanhood that you want to accept or the version of womanhood that you want to see in the world, but I'm not going to change myself just because somebody's having a bad day or someone feels inadequate in some way or another. I don't play those games. I'm all about team self-love. I'm all about team positivity. I'm all about just accepting myself exactly as I am. Realizing that I'm always expanding into more and I'm perfect just as I stand. And I want you to know that. You are beautiful. Even if no one's ever told you that. You're special. You're incredible. You are another way that the universe, that source light, is expressing itself in human form. No, we're not all going to be the same. Our bodies are not all going to look the same. And some people might try to shame you for it. Don't believe those lies. Girl, I love you. If you're watching this right now and you feel like you're at the end of the rope, at the end of your rope, just know that other trans women have walked the same journey that you're walking and have come out on the other side. If you're a biological woman, naturally born woman, you are beautiful. And I want you to know this. You, biological, natural born woman, are more than your uterus. That is such a beautiful and special part of who you are, but you're more than that. You are source light. You, as a transgender woman, you are more than your surgery. You are more than the slurs people throw at you. and you're gonna get through this. I promised a short video, but girl, you know I'll be lying sometimes. I always say I'm gonna make a short video and then I end up talking for 20 minutes. Anyways, I love you so much. I hope to see you guys again and check you on the flip side. Like, comment, subscribe.